What's going on, guys? It's your boy the pig, back for another video today. You can see a few tabs up here. I was waiting. There's been a lot of like 4 point. Maybe post anniversary is how I want to put this information. 4.3 and as you can see here, a little bit of 4.5. I waited for there to be enough, I think, to make a video on and just get some early insights. Obviously, I think it'll be like I don't know, sometime in 4.2 we'll be getting actual kits for, apparently Blade SP is dropping a 4.3. So that's super interesting. Kind of exciting. So I know, let me actually open this up right now. I was talking about, how not to summon for Ashvale because one of the reasons I was saying in the video talking about him, obviously he's a very bad character. I don't think he's nearly strong enough to summon for. I really don't. It's kind of disappointing. He was really strong. Obviously, they just killed him in the beta, but he's at a point now where you don't want to run him. Part of the reason that I said not to summon for him, other than the fact that he stinks, is because the leakers were saying it might be a while before we get his full team. And by full team, I mean like anyone on his team, especially now that he doesn't even buff follow-up attacks anymore with one of his traces. His own goes up, but this used to be all follow-up attacks. So we kind of didn't know when the hammer was going to fall on his teammates, but it looks like it might be sooner than we anticipated. So looking at Ashvale, I'm going to talk about Ashvale just for a second. His E1, like I said before, I would recommend not summoning for this character. There is going to be sort of a caveat to that, though. However, and you got to watch this whole video for it to kind of make sense, I think. I was looking through, obviously, all these, and so let's talk about Ashvale a little bit. This is really important, I think. I'm going to feel really bad if I recommend anybody summons for his E1. I still don't think you need his cone. I mean, he's obviously going to be a sub DPS on this team, as we'll get to in a second, for the follow-up attack team and 4.x. I would feel really bad to tell you guys to summon for his E1 as well. I'm probably going to get his E1. I might get his E2. Just only because I think I'm going to invest in a new team for 4.x. I think Aglaya's kind of fallen off a little bit. All the 3.0, but I guess all the 3.0, both the 3.0 DPSs have kind of fallen off a little bit. So I think it's time to invest in a new team for the Knights. And I think E2 Ashvale, E2 Ashvale's only his own damage, which is kind of why I'm a little bit iffy on summoning for him. This is important, though. I guess this whole thing is important just because his next teammate, Blade SP, is actually, apparently that's going to be the main DPS of the follow-up attack team. So this might help him out a lot. Blade SP is what I mean. Obviously, his cone kind of just does nothing. Let's pop this open. Let's take a look at it. He's a hunt character, I think. Yes, he is. Okay. Yeah, increases crit rate. Let's just read through this here. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. This actually might be important a little bit. 20% extra damage taken. It could be okay. I would probably recommend not summoning for this cone in general. His E1 is probably going to be more useful than getting his signature cone. Let's take a look, actually. What does Pridwin recommend? The ratio cone. That makes sense. Yeah. I've been using the Topaz cone on him, and it's pretty good. It's actually not bad. I think if you get his normal cone, that's fine. I mean, it's good. This is also good. Obviously, the signature cone is going to be the best, but I don't think you need to summon for it. It's not so much better than the other hunt options that it's a necessity. It's okay though. This is going to be important though. So let's hop into it. Let's rip off this band-aid. So 4.3 nihility can be both support and DPS, two different forms. I don't know what they mean by this support thing. Obviously, the kits. This is very crummy information, and by that I mean crumbs. There's not a whole lot here, and we know that apparently 4.5 Adventurine's dropping. Who Who knows why Aventurine SP is dropping as an Elation DPS based on follow-up attack? I have no clue what that even means. And there's not a whole lot of information about Aventurine. There is a lot more about Blade. I think when 4.3 Blade's also going to be the only 5-star technically. They are adding Gilgamesh and Rin from Fate as well to the shop or to the summon pool. I don't know if they're going to be replacing Archer and Saber, and like they're going to have like that collab banner, or if Archer, Saber, Gilgamesh, and Rin are all going to be summonable at the same time. But we'll see. We have no information on their kits at all, like Rin or Gilgamesh, what they even do. Blade, we're just starting to get some, like leaked information. So we'll see his kit in 4.2. So it's going to be a little while before we see his kit, but what we can expect from this kit, I think, is pretty solid here. So, as others explained, although his path is Elation, so this is talking about Aventurine. Aventurine SP cannot team up with other Elation characters. His kit works when the whole team has only one Elation. This is interesting. Assuming Elation Aventurine is going to be the part of this follow-up attack team, I guess it makes sense because it'll be Blade, who's a Nihility character, Aventurine, who's the one Elation character, Ashvale, I guess, and then a fourth character, Sustain of some kind, I'm sure. Okay, here's Blade. So Blade's mechanics work similar to Cyrene. When he uses his ultimate for the first time, he transforms and changes into a formal outfit, which is cool, I suppose. Mechanics similar to Cyrene's kind of interesting. Like if he's like buffing people like Cyrene, I don't know. He has a second ultimate after his first ultimate after he transforms. His overall strength is very high and the visual effects look amazing. Blade takes up a large portion of the follow-up attack team's power budget, and most of the follow-up attack team's strength is concentrated on him. Aventurine is an Elation type follow-up attack unit. He can advance actions and trigger follow-up attack. This is really big. If this is true about Aventurine, being able to just straight up trigger follow-up attacks is really, really solid. I don't know how that's going to work with characters like Ashvale, and obviously don't really know how Blade's follow-up attacks work yet, but it can't be paired with other Elation units. Team is forced to include only one Elation character. I'm interested to see how they do this. I don't really understand how they could make it so only one Elation character is there. To be fair, though, I think all the other Elation characters are taken up anyways. Like, Silverwolf's team, at this point, is pretty much set in stone. I don't expect her to change too much again. So I guess Aventurine is the only one on his team because he's not running them with Yae Sakura either. I'm sorry, Evanescea. His mechanics are similar to Evernight. Teammates stack buffs on him, then he deals the damage. This makes sense. So how Evernight works is the more damage your team does, you get those like EV stacks, and that increases the damage dealt by your skill. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Maybe the more follow-up attack you do, you're kind of like stacking up his buffs, and then he does one big follow-up attack instead of a bunch of little ones. That could be cool. The Aha Instant already kind of works like a follow-up attack. I know it isn't one, but it kind of works like one. Just, it's like an attack off your turn. It has its own turn order. It's kind of weird, but I'm going to be interested to see how this guy works. Blade SP is obviously a little bit more interesting. I'm surprised to see that they're saying that his visual effects look amazing when he's a post-anniversary character. Usually, we get kind of a dead period, because what was 3.3 right after Casterus and Anoxa? It was Cypher and Hyacinth, who don't really have the most gorgeous animations of all time. But maybe I don't know, maybe Blade will be good, which it probably, it seems like they might be taking good care of the SPs here, because Silverwolf, obviously, after her change, she's like she's a nuclear bomb, man. She's really good. Nihilux, similar role to Cyrene. She has a transformation form and can support other characters' Elation abilities. This is super early, so it's unclear how much that might change. I probably wouldn't pay too much attention to this. If Nihilux is, I can't imagine her fitting on a team with, I guess if you replace Yao Guang, maybe she'll be the Yao Guang replaced without the Silverwolf team. Because right now it's Yao Guang, Sparzy, Silverwolf for sure that's locked in, and probably Huohuo. There's not really a sustain that does a whole lot for Silverwolf at the moment, since Dan Heng obviously buffs attack, and then Huohuo also buffs attack. So I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on what you want to do with that. Whoever you have more Eidolons in, or higher costs, whatever, maybe they'll just be best. But if Nihilux replaces Yao Guang, and then I don't know, I guess the relation skills get stronger by a certain percent. It'd be pretty good, I guess. SP Himiko teammate Welt Sunday Danhung Sunday will be replaced by Robin SP. Interesting to note this. I don't know if this is just going to be for Himiko. I have gone on record saying that Sunday is going to be like kind of the next support character that's replaced. He's already kind of not best in slot on any teams at the moment. He still is best in slot for like Aglaya, and you could argue for Finon. I do like Sparkle, the Nova Flare Sparkle, a little bit better than Sunday. I think it's a little bit more consistent, but I also run E6 Finon, so it's, you know, like I'm not too concerned about anything other than pure buffs and pure stats. Even though I do like the actual action advance might help for lower AV clears on something like I don't know, was it like a APOC or something like that? Or if you're like really close to a 0 cycle on a night with Sparkle, then you switch over to Sunday, you might be able to do it. So, you know, Sunday's still like there. I don't know if he's best in slot technically, but he is still for Aglaya. I don't know if Robin SP is gonna take his spot. I mean, Robin right now does have like an action advance mechanic, so maybe Robin SP would just be a little bit more than just, you know, using your ult and then getting it, which could be interesting. Robin SP, Himiko SP, these are two big time characters I think they're going to be pushing later in the version. Like I'm talking like 4.7 or maybe 4. Like 4. If Adventure's coming out 4.5, I'd expect Himiko to be like 4.6, Robin SP to be 4.7, and those would be like two big time pushes. Like they pushed Cyrene in 3.7, right? I think it was 3.7 she came out, and obviously she was a huge push for the Casters team, and Anoxa and Finon, you know, all the Nova Flare, or all Nova Flare, all the Chrysos Air guys. So yeah, so this is a reward system. So this is kind of I'm gonna skip this one real quick actually, and we're gonna go to. We're just gonna skip these real quick. There's a better post later on that works a little bit better. For the free 5-star, so we are getting a free 5-star in 4.2. Figured out that they're bringing back this idea where scrap. You get a free 5-star given to you by logging in and pressing claim, but there's a requirement of needing to be caught up on the story in order to claim it. Which 5-star and how much story, we don't know. This is super interesting to me. I don't know who this could be at all. I mean, you know, my brain tells me Mr. Rekka would be sweet. Another Remembrance character, and then they don't have to sell a Remembrance character this patch, you know, because I'm assuming they want to drop a Remembrance character some kind during the 4.x series, but maybe they just give us Mr. Rekka for free and his Remembrance character. That's my main pick if it's not someone that's already out. Is Mr. Rekka, which could be good. I mean, we have no clue obviously what's going on, so there's that, but do expect to get a free 5-star on 4.2. How to claim that 5-star, I guess, is maybe up in the air. Okay, so this is what they were talking about. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Let me just make sure. Yep. So 3.2, if you guys don't remember, there's obviously discounts. Discounts are the refreshes of the top-ups. So the top-ups refresh every year in the 0.2 patch. So 3.2, 4.2, 5.2, those top-ups get reset. So I'd recommend if you want to buy, you know, if you're going to buy Jades before you know, you think you're going to summon for Silver Wolf a lot, I'd recommend buying them right now if you still have top-ups remaining. That way you have that way you use them, right? Because they don't like roll over. So making sure you use the top-ups, I think, is pretty important. That's what these discounts are, I'm sure. There weren't actually like discounts in the shop. Like it was still $100 for 8,680 or whatever the hell they have. And then they, you know, obviously when you well, how much is it? Oh, it's 80. It's 8,080 Jades for $100. And then obviously if you have the top up, you get the 16,000, which is a huge. It's so nice, man. It saves you so much money, the top ups. Coming from me, take my word for it. It's really nice when I get to summon on anniversaries because it is a lot cheaper than having to summon them normally, and they don't really give out discounts a whole lot, really ever. So it's nice. And this is all kind of like nothing. The extra 7-day sign-in bonus it just gives you extra summons, extra pulls. There's the usual patch where, you know, it's like the 10-day, or no, it's a 7-day login. Like Ashvale just had one. It gives you 10 pulls. This one, I think it's 20 pulls or something like that. It gives you an extra, like it gives you double what you usually get during a patch, which is nice. 4.2 is extending to 7 parts, though, so we're going to get the discounts, the re-up on the top-ups. Another web event, art book giveaway. These don't really matter too much. The extra login bonus again. The new main event in 4.2, I have no clue what this is. Could be exciting. And then 6, a live stream, which is a music event. I have no clue what this even means, but you get stuff for participating. And then I'm assuming this 7 part is in relation to this post. Like, there's going to be a way to obtain a free 5-star character after completing the story. Now, do you have to complete 4.2 story to get it? Probably, maybe. I have no clue who it could be. Maybe someone's going to drop in the 4.2 story or get introduced in the 4.2 story that's really important, and then they give us that person for free. That would be nice. And there's new shop editions. This is outside of the new shop editions of Hua and Robin, and then the new 50-50 Lost Pool has Yunli, Argenti, and Silverwolf in it, which is huge. I'm super excited, man. Argenti is one of my favorite design characters, looks-wise, in the game. Super excited to finally get him on my account, because it's been a while since he reran, by the way. And Yunli, by the way, that's crazy. She still seems new. She isn't, but she feels new. Nobody ever ran her. I think she's kind of like that on Arrival. And then Silverwolf, obviously, still really solid with her Nova Flare. So if you get a couple Eidolons of her, that'd be good. And then this is, SP Blade can be considered a universal support. Hoyo is constantly adjusting their plans currently. There's no plan for SP Adventuring to be tied to the Ashvale. So I'll stop here for a second. So I don't know what this means, because they kind of clarify here that doesn't mean they can't be used together. If it's a follow-up attack team, I don't know who you'd rather have than Ashvale in that 3rd spot, right? Because if you're running Blade SP, I'm assuming the way they put this out is like Blade SP and Aventry and SP are going to be ran together. Ashvale just isn't necessarily on that team. I guess maybe like a Robin SP could be pretty good, or Robin. Maybe you run a support character and then a sustain character. That could work. Instead of having like 3 DPSs, you know? I think Ashvale's probably going to be on this team in some capacity, though. Obviously, it kind of depends on a lot of stuff, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to say summon for Ashvale. However, there's nothing that says Ashvale. I mean, everything is pointing to Ashvale being on Blade's team, which is important, I think, and why I kind of brought up earlier this. If Ashvale's on the Blade team and you want to use Blade SP, I think you should probably get Ashvale. But again, we're not going to know Blade's kit until 4.2, and by then Ashvale's already going to be out of the shop. So it's really hard for me to say summon for him, because I'm kind of saying summon for him and then hope when the 4.3 beta comes out, his kit works well with Ashvale, because I would feel bad if I told you guys to summon for it to put him on Blade's team and then he's not even on Blade's team. Luckily with Silverwolf, Yao Guang, and Spargy are still on the team, so I still feel good about what I said about summoning for those 2 characters. I just don't know, like, I don't want to say summon for Ashvale and then he's not on this team, you know, or if there's like another option to run on this team. I'm just going to put that out there, that it might be possible that Ashvale's on the Blade team and he'll be best in slot on the Blade team. I'm kind of excited for Blade SP. I like the male characters in Honkai. I'm a big fan of them, so I'll probably summon for Blade. I might get E6 Blade. We'll see how good he is. He has to be good enough. That's always my rule. He has to be good enough to E6. I will at least E2 him, though, probably. So we can run on the night stages and get 0 cycles on there. So I'm just going to put that out there. Ashvale might be on the team. He might not be. I'm going to get him E1. And I'll get his cone, too, just because I'm lazy. But, you know, I recommend, okay, don't get the cone. Don't get the cone. If you're going to summon for Ashvale, don't get his cone. You can make do with either Ratio or Topaz Cone. And I think, I don't know about Ratio, but Topaz Cone is free, technically, in the Light Cone shop. Like, you know what I'm talking about. So just know that. Just know that. That's all I want to say. That's all I'm going to say. I'm summoning for E1 Ashvale. And I think you probably don't have to get E1. but I want Blade to look a little bit better. So I'm probably going to get E1 Ashvale, and I'm going to summon for Blade later and assume that Ashvale will be on the Blade team. I'll leave it at that. You take everything with a grain of salt here. I'm just saying FOMO's real, and if you miss out on summoning for Ashvale and he's best in slot on the Blade team, I have no clue when Ashvale's coming back. He's not a very well-performing summoning character. Actually, can we check that out? Let's look at Warp Tracker. We can go ahead and take a look at him. Yeah, like 700k. That's rough, dude. 4 million people summoned for Yao Guang. 2.8 summoned for Sparzy. Like, 700k is not the greatest. He's not performing very well at all. So, there's that. Just so you know. He's still not a good character, but if he's best in slot on the Blade team, he might be a genuine upgrade over like a Motse or... I can't imagine you'd be running like Beijao as a sub DPS or Topaz. I mean, Topaz and Nubi might be fine if you have them, but like I'm gonna say something for Ashvale. There might be some weird thing they're gonna do with Blade, so who knows. And that's it. That's all the information. I just kind of wanted to go over that. Does that change how we summon for Ashvale? I don't know. I'm hesitant to say anything about Ashvale. And I know it's kind of like a fence sitter. I'm still summoning for the character. I'm getting MU1. I think he's gonna be. I'm just gonna put my faith. You know, put the wind in my sails and assume that we're gonna be fine, and we're gonna get just all the rainbows and stuff, and he'll be on the Blade team, and I'll summon for Blade, and then everything will be pretty. However, I could be totally wrong, and then Ashvale sets up my account looking cool and never does anything. So there's also that. I'm going to venture on the side of saying summon for Ashvale if you want to summon for Blade. But, like, that's a lot of ifs, so you just kind of do what you want to do. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. That's it. I'll be covering more information as it comes out. Like I said, I don't know when the next time we're really going to get beta info. It'll probably be after 4.2. Once 4.2 drops in, like, a month. Content hasn't really been very plentiful in Star Rail lately. So, I'm probably not going to have anything too crazy to post until... the 30th. I might try some like fun, stupid runs, but we'll find out. Anyways, guys, thank you, and see you next time.